Hello everybody, in today's video I'm taking you on a little driving tour. Again, I am leaving my office in the Cottonwood branch and I'm driving from Cottonwood through West Sedona back to my home in the village of Oak Creek, and I wanted you to see this because we had a little bit of a monsoon, so I wanted to get an idea to you on what it's like during the monsoon season in the summer and also what it's like in the streets of Sedona in the summertime. We have a little bit less traffic, a little bit less tourism. Gets you an idea of what the views look like, what it is to live in the community in the middle of the summer in 2025. All right, let me set the stage for you. It was a Wednesday afternoon, mid-July 2025. I'm leaving the office in Cottonwood at about 5 o'clock, and this was taken from my dash cam shortly after I turned onto the 89A going east towards Sedona at about 5:30 p.m. So late in the day is often when we get monsoons, and I was encountering quite a bit of rain, and it was a really lovely drive. Now the windshield wipers are going on full, and I have seen much heavier rain than this before, so this is probably an average monsoon storm. I am driving in all-wheel drive as crossover, so it's handling the road okay, and there's not a lot of traffic, which is typically, we don't have a lot of traffic in July in Verde Valley. So before I give you a little more information, I want to introduce myself. My name is Dawn Dickinson. I am a realtor in northern Arizona. I live in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. And if you ever have a question about buying or selling a home, please reach out to me. I love to talk to people about real estate. My contact information, my phone number, my email, and my website are always in the description below. So I'm going to tell you a little bit first about Cottonwood, because I do cover Cottonwood. Cottonwood about 20 minutes before you get to Sedona or West Sedona. So a lot of people live in Cottonwood that work in Sedona. Keep that in mind because the prices are much more affordable for homes. I'm going to give you a little bit of statistics about home prices in Cottonwood and Sedona, just to give you a little bit of an idea in case you're thinking of moving, relocating to Verde Valley or Sedona. Now see here, the rain is getting a little bit heavier, so but I am getting a little bit closer to Sedona, but it was kind of, it was a nice drive. But I'm sorry, let me divert back to Cottonwood a little bit more. Now I'm going to give you some statistics, some home prices. These are all for single family homes. I did not include condos and townhomes. Until I get to Sedona, I'm going to give you a little bit more information on one of the townhome communities in Park Place. So Cottonwood, the median list price for homes for sale it's $489,500 right now in the middle of the year. So we're halfway through the year. That's what the median list price is. The price per square foot in Cottonwood, about $301 per square foot, which is noticeably less than the price per square foot in Sedona and the village of Oak Creek. Market Action Index. Now that is something that tells you if it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. It's coming out of Altos. In fact, all of these data are coming from Altos. Market Action Index in Cottonwood is 53, which is saying Cottonwood is still a seller's market, and the median rent in Cottonwood is about $2,000 a month. Now here I rolled into West Sedona. On the right, we're about to pass Park Place, the Park Place community. I was going to give you a little bit of data on the Park Place community. It's a very nice community. There's two sections. There's the older main building. Can't really see it from my dash cam because the townhomes that were just built by Miramonte are kind of in the way. So we have an original complex in the Park Place where there are condominiums, and these are beautiful, decked out, amazing condominiums. Right now the prices I'm seeing on those, the lowest priced one in Park Place in the original condos are going from like $970,000 to $1.05 million, and these might be, you know, mid 2,000 square footage. That building was built in about 2006. Now, the negative to this building, there's like pretty much everything you'd want. The big, beautiful patio deck has the most amazing views, which is why the price is high. But the HOA fee is very high, like $2,700 a quarter. Now, there are also a bunch of newer townhomes in that community by Miramonte. Those were started in about 2021, and they're going from about $800,000 to $1.4 million, and there the quarterly HOA fee is a little bit lower at about $700 a quarter. So I just want to give you a little bit on that community, which we passed a little while ago. So now I am into West Sedona right now. I'm headed towards home. A couple of things I want to point out is, look, it's the middle of July, the middle of the day, actually like 5:30, which would be rush hour in most towns. But here I am navigating through town with a lot of ease. There's not a lot of traffic, a little more traffic going out west, but I am going towards, I'm going to go around the Y. I'm not taking you to uptown today. I'm just going to go towards the Y, and I'm going to go on the 179 back to my home in the village of Oak Creek. So a few things I want to point out here in Sedona. I've just passed the Wells Fargo. There's a couple of grocery stores that you would probably shop at, which would be the Safeway or the Bash's, but there's also a beautiful Whole Food store, and there's a natural grocer too. Some people will shop there. Now, if you live in the village of Oak Creek like I do, likely you're going to be shopping at Clark's Market, but I do a lot of times go up to Safeway and Bash's because they're a national chain and often will have sale prices on stuff like soda, which is typically not on sale at Clark's. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of information about real estate in Sedona right now. So we are driving we're driving towards uptown. We are in West Sedona. So the zip code here is 86336. And that includes West Sedona, the Red Rock Loop, and even uptown, the homes in there. And again, these are single-family home prices I'm going to give you. But right now, the median list price in the 86336 zip code is $1.6 million. And the median price per square foot is $585. And the median rent, $3,300. The market action index in this zip code is 43, which is saying we're still a seller's market here in Sedona. I know you're hearing a lot of doom and gloom about how the market has crashed. A lot of that's going on in Phoenix. This again, Northern Arizona is a different market than Phoenix, so don't get scared about all the doomsday hype you hear from many of the Arizona realtors, because those people are going to be reporting on statistics from Phoenix. So West Sedona, this is where a lot of the homes are. A lot of restaurants here. Now, as I am pulling up to this intersection, notice there's something going on with the Sedona PD towards the right. There were 3 or 4 cruisers with their lights flashing that had somebody pulled over, and I never did find out what was going on there, but the Sedona PD don't speed. Don't speed, especially on the Y. You know, it's also tempting on the Y in times like this when there's not a lot of traffic. Like, you're so excited that you can get through that you tend to speed because it's like, wow, there's no traffic, you know, and you lose track of how fast you were going. So be careful of that. Now, there's a couple of things I want to also point out as I am getting closer. They put this new forest road little diversion where there is a road, and I can't really see it so much from my tiny picture I'm looking at, but it will divert you away from the Y so that in the very busy traffic times, it's right not far past the Mariposa Latin Grill that I am driving past right now. But Forest Road, you will, in the very trafficy time, you can divert on Forest Road, the Forest Road Exchange, and cut past the big roundabout, the Y roundabout, if you are going straight to uptown, and this should save you a little bit of time during the heavy traffic season. So that's coming up pretty quick, but I am going to just go the normal way through the Y. And here it is. This is where you would turn to bypass the Y to get to uptown. Now, one thing I want to say is that opened just recently, and it kind of opened after the heavy traffic. So I've not been able to test to see how well that does alleviate some of the traffic, but it is open. So I'll be curious in the fall how much traffic that saves. And it is really cool drive. You go up a little bit. So, but now here I am cutting around the roundabout that takes you to Brewer. And then next, I'm going to take the Y and I'm going to join the 179 so I can go home. So look at this. This is super exciting to see that I don't even have to put on my brake to take this roundabout and get home because the traffic in the middle of July is so good. It's like so light. It's, you know, we're all super excited about that. So just keep that in mind. On the right, there's a couple of restaurants. On the left, there's actually a furniture store, and there are a couple of hotels. On the right, there's a really cool place that kind of overlooks the creek over in here. Now, as we are driving, there's not a lot on the right because that's where it kind of goes down and you would get to the creek. But on the left, there are still a couple of places. There are a couple of restaurants. There is Tlaquepaque right now. I'm going past Tlaquepaque. Now I want to note that the crosswalk right here is open because it's mid-July, but they did spend a lot. You can see that sign right there, pedestrian underpass, where you go down and you can get to the other side to Tlaquepaque North without disrupting the traffic. So please use the underpass when you come, if you're a tourist, to explore Sedona, because they spent a lot of money to alleviate the traffic, and I'm surprised that they even have that crosswalk open. But anyhow, now you see on the left we have some more buildings. We are coming up. Okay, so this gallery coming up on the left right here. Oh, this is a super nice gallery. I recommend you go into that gallery if you're visiting Sedona. And then of course we have Hillside on the left. There is the Javelina Cantina and a couple other nice restaurants, a couple other shops over in there. Again, on the right, we have a couple of places where you can go down. There's like the Doodlebug subdivision down over there. Really beautiful places if you go into those subdivisions on the right. But of course, the problem is because by the creek, they could be in the flood zone. Now, I've kind of jumped forward a little bit. I'm getting close to the Village of Oak Creek. That's where I live. It's a beautiful little drive going to the village. This is just, imagine this is your drive home from work if you lived here in Sedona. So I'm going to give you some stats about the Village of Oak Creek, zip code, which is 86351. The median list price there is $1.05 million. So you can get a house for a little bit less, $1.05 million. And the price per square foot is also a little bit less at $452 a square foot. Now compare that to West Sedona right now, $585 per square foot. Now that has come down a little bit from maybe 6 months ago, so that is quite interesting. Median rent in Village of Oak Creek still high at $3,600. And the market action index is 45. So that is also saying we're still leaning towards a seller's market in Village of Oak Creek, but not like it was a couple of years ago. So I am getting very close to the village. You can see way in the distance the very teeny top of Bell Rock, and now I am headed into town. Now, like I was saying, it was not raining by the time I got home, which was maybe 5:45, but later the storms did roll into the Village of Oak Creek. I did get some wind, I got some lightning, and I'm going to show you what it was like, as soon as I get home. So we did get the storm, but it came later, probably closer to 7 o'clock. Got some rain, got some lightning, and even later into the night, I can see out the window, I was watching the lightning until probably when I went to bed. So we did have a storm. It was beautiful. But here, you could see Village of Oak Creek much quieter than West Sedona. There's the golf course the golf course that I'm passing on the right. There's Clark's Market. Like I said, if you were looking for groceries, my favorite vet is right there. We're passing where they've got some good boarding. And that's about it. And now I've made it home. I want you to see what the sky was looking like when I got home. Again, my name is Dawn Dickinson. I am a realtor in Northern Arizona. If you ever have a question, please reach out to me. My contact information is always in the description below. And if you like the video, please like, subscribe. I post every week. So I hope to see you here back on my channel again next week. Have a great week, everyone.